Appalachia can only be described as a beautiful region of mountains and winding streams through a land of hope and tragedy. It is a land that has been portrayed for many years with images of adults and children who can't read, and of course Appalachia contains some of the poorest places in the nation. The Appalachian people are generally considered a separate culture from the rest of the world, but the majestic mountains have only created the uniqueness that can only define them. They are extremely independent and content with their environment. They have become one with nature and share deeply in their belief in God. Appalachia is a place that is known for its unique heritage. The people that reside there share a culture that has been handed down for generations. Appalachia is a range of mountains that is alive with natural resources. The people keep them alive with the crafts and handmade art they make by hand, the folk music and bluegrass that echoes through the hills, the food they prepare from the fields, and the folklore and customs. Appalachia has a history of men from all walks of life who work and sacrifice long hours in the coal mines. People came to this area willing to work to support their families despite the risks that the job entailed. Most people here have almost no education and very few skills to speak of. The mining industry in the Appalachian Mountains has given these families a stable and good income that will support larger families that most people are known to have in this region. In the Appalachian region, forests and ecosystems are some of the most diverse in the world, and the land has always been rich in natural resources. Other interests, such as industry, have always kept this area poor. Appalachian people have also struggled with education, healthcare, and employment throughout the years. The Appalachian Mountain Range is one of the oldest mountain ranges in North America. It includes several mountain ranges within it, such as the Smoky Mountains, Mount Mitchell, and the Blue Ridge Mountains. Blue Ridge Mountains are considered to be the backbone of the Appalachian Mountains. Mount Mitchell is the highest range to be included within the eastern coast. Culturally, when it comes to the Appalachian region, it does not fit with the description of a unified region with common features. This area is usually described with a core of the common issues of poverty, with very few opportunities and no economic development. The cultural variations in Appalachia are significant. For example, the Appalachians in one state may favor the Appalachians in another state in education, employment, and even income, but they are not linked by any other notable commercial trade. However, there were a couple of aspects of Appalachia that has brought some unity to the region, and that was coal mining. Coal mining became important after the Civil War with the development of the railroad and the steel industry, which drove the United States Industrial Revolution. The coal industry took a hard hit during the Depression and after World War II, and this greatly affected the Appalachians. Unemployment in the coal fields soared as mechanization was being introduced and eliminated many jobs. Some of the counties lost close to half of their population to out-migration during this time. The second aspect would be religion. Religion in Appalachia is of true importance. Appalachia is in the heart of the Bible Belt. The Bible Belt is an area in the South where there tends to be a higher concentration of conservative Christians. The church is held with honor and respect, while the people will welcome anyone in the name of the Lord. The culture of the people and their religion are fused together. Religion in Appalachia is very diverse. Many religions in the Appalachian religion practice speaking in tongues and handling serpents if the Lord wills them to do so. The Appalachians definitely played an important part in the South. First of all, the majority of the fighting that took place during the American Civil War had taken place in the southern states, and this included Appalachia. In order for the South to win the war, they needed only to basically survive. For the North to win, the Union had to be rebuilt. This meant that the Union forces had to defeat the South in order to win the war. War was constantly happening around the homes that they had built, and this caused many hardships for the Southern and Appalachian people. Known for its agriculture, the South had many more hardships than the North in manufacturing needed goods. for both its soldiers and its people. One of the results of this was that the Southern people would probably have to make sacrifices during the war and that the Northern people wouldn't have to. The Union had hoped to use this strategy for its own gain and stop the flow of goods between the South in order to strangle the rival economy. The relationship that the Appalachians have with the United States is a fair relationship. The traditional Appalachian culture has always been a land skill-based and coal mining culture. The people have forever been tied to the land and natural resources. The trees have given wood to build homes, gardens have given food, streams and wells have given water to drink, and even factories have given us some type of industry. The people may be poor, but they have an abundance of wealth in other ways. They can make handmade crafts, baskets, quilts, pottery, or can the food that they have grown in the fields. It is how they have been taught to be resourceful and thrive in these hills and hollers. Appalachians are seen by the rest of the United States as people who enjoy being able to provide for themselves and being independent in that sense. Generations have raised their own crops, grown tobacco, and raised their own livestock, and the list is endless, and they did this because they had no other choice, really. The grocery store wasn't easy to access because of living in these mountains and hollows. It was a great sense of being independent and being able to make and grow everything that was needed. The people of Appalachia are also united as a community. If one person needs something, they come together to make sure their friend or neighbor gets what they need. It is a sense of family or belonging with the people here. Everyone is united in their love for each other and their love of the land. Appalachia's relationship to the United States is more material now than ever. Americans will now make a trip to the Appalachian Mountains for a relaxing vacation, search for the handmade crafts that are made by the locals, roam the streets looking for a bluegrass festival, or simply just take in all the wonderful, beautiful mountains. These mountains are full of farmland, and the produce that it supplies to the local farmers markets are fresh vegetables, along with homemade jams, jellies, eggs, or even fresh meat from slaughtered animals from the farm. That is the convenience that the people have from living in these mountains. They have this kind of access and freshness. In conclusion, the Appalachian Mountains are rich in history. It is a place that is full of people that are willing to help a neighbor and even help you succeed in life. It is a wonderful place to grow up and start and raise a family. The simple beauty that is contained in these hills is something that cannot be replicated anywhere else in the entire world. It is an honor and a blessing to be able to live in these mountains, and it is a gift that I can never and will never take for granted.